Yesterday, after less than 3 months of playing Dragonflight, I completed the main campaign, and I could say I completed the expansion because I did everything I really wanted to do in it. Let's talk about that. Hi guys, I'm Elloa. I'm a content creator on Twitch and YouTube, and this is a series of videos where I'm ranting about my favorite subject, and at the moment it's a lot of World of Warcraft. So I did indeed finish the Dragonflight storyline, the Dragonflight campaign, and by that I mean the release of the expansion and then the few patch after that. I also did Harbinger and then the pre-patch quest. But that's another story. Just to say that I'm absolutely ready for the release of The War Within that happened in less than 2 weeks. It's quite exciting. So I'm very happy to have completed Dragonflight. And why I'm saying that, obviously there's plenty of quests I've not done, but I've done the main campaign, I've done all the reds, I've done all the Mythic Plus key, even if it was just +2 key, I still did all the Mythic Plus. I have the Lore Master achievement, I have the Exploration achievement, and I've done quite a nice quantity of side quests as well as world event. All in all, I do believe that I have explored Dragonflight nicely, and even though I did that in less than 3 months, I have the feeling that I had the chance to experience the expansion. And to that, I need to thank again my friend Neni and Nabil that really insisted for me to do Dragonfly, knowing that I will absolutely love the story of this expansion. And it's overall a very beautiful expansion, and when some people say it's one of the best, I believe them. There's a lot of innovation, there's a very nice balance in between the red, the Mythic Plus, the side activity, the exploration, the stories. There's so much content, it's crazy. There's really so much content, and the general overall vibe, not only it was more playful, but it was also a little bit more positive, a little bit more optimistic. So yes, I really loved it. It's probably some of the most fun I had in World of Warcraft since a long time, and it's probably going to stay as one of my best memories of World of Warcraft. Also probably because it's really me going back home, and that feeling of going back home, it's funny because it's related to a story of Ration, where he said that he don't feel homecoming when he go to the Dragon Isle, and for me this whole expansion that I experienced like in a very short time feel very much like coming back home. And why? Well, first of all, you know that since November I had to go back to my roots. I explored World of Warcraft, I went to Season of Discovery, then I started to catch up with Shadowland, and then I started Dragonflight, and it's the same moment I rebuild my community, it's the same moment I decided to change my priority over my content to become a content creator as my top priority once again. And all of that, it's really a lot of different elements, and all put together it's me coming back home, and just in time for the War Within, so it's beautiful. I also have found a guild. I am so happy about that. I did join the community Starship, which also has an associated guild. Starship is an European community, very welcoming. Their value fit absolutely mine, but they're pretty large, well organized, well established. They have 5 different raiding teams, and I joined a raiding team as well. So I started raiding more seriously, which is really exciting. On top of that, I'm also organizing 1 raid per week with my community, which is chill, relaxed, laid back. We're just doing normal. It's just more for the socialization, the inclusivity, where everyone can join even if you don't have a good equipment or you don't have experience. And I really want to offer that to my community, but as we're not enough at the moment to complete a full raid, I often pug. But the way I'm looking for pugs is really insisting on the fact that newcomers, returning player, newbie are welcome, and it worked really nicely. So we only have nice nice people that are patient and that are not too afraid of making mistakes because they are not afraid that I will kick them or be mad at them. So that's also make this feel of homecoming so strong, because it's also a question of rebuilding community, rebuilding a social interaction with the player base, and it feels very wholesome. Now let's speak about the expansion itself. I'm going to start by the shortest, which is the zone. I think the zone are really beautiful. It will be hard for me to tell which one is my absolute favorite because they are all gorgeous. The Waking Shore, very unique and different, very interesting landscape. The music, so beautiful. The music remind me of Black Desert for some reason, but it's just a beautiful music. Then you have the Onaran Plain, really beautiful, gorgeous. I love the story that you had to do with the centaur. It was very interesting to explore the cultural side. Then you have the Azure Span with the Tuskar and the Blue Dragonflight. It's very reminiscent of Northrend, of course, and the Wrath of the Lich King expansion with the choice of the music, the zone design, and of course the protagonist in that zone. But it's really nice, it's really beautiful. It has a little side of nostalgia with a side of novelty, so really nice. Valdracus is kind of interesting as well because of you know, Altus relief and everything. It's a very beautiful zone as well. Then the Zaralek Cavern, pretty interesting. It's how can I say, like a little preview of what we will experience during the War Within expansion, and they made beautiful cavern. And then obviously the Emerald Dream, gorgeous, absolutely magnificent. Oh God. Now let's speak about the biggest part, which are the story. So the story got a lot of criticism in videos, by content creator, by some of my friends. One of the comments I got from a friend is that there's too much estrogen in those stories. And I get what he means, but I don't care. I enjoy it. Maybe it's because I'm a girl, maybe it's because I'm a hopeless, idealist, hippie, utopist kind of personality. I don't know, but I really love the story of Dragonflight. I didn't find them cheesy, with a very few exceptions. Were like, okay, maybe that's a little bit too sweet, too sugar-coated. But overall, I find the plots interesting. I find the exploration of every Dragonflight very interesting. I had to realize that I actually had always been very interested and intrigued by the Dragonflight stories in general in World of Warcraft. I had a lot of memory. Oh yeah, I remember vaguely I did that in Vanilla. Oh yeah, I did that in Cataclysm. I did that in Wrath of the Lich King. So it was really nice to have an expansion really focused on those plot and those characters, and I think they did a great job at that. It was really beautiful. And yeah, I went from the blue dragonflight is my favorite, to the bronze dragonflight is my favorite, to the black dragonflight is my favorite. It was really hard to choose which one I enjoyed the most. To address to that critique as well, I like the fact that World of Warcraft is focusing a lot of their plot into beautiful values that are important: friendship, family, love, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, instead of always being warmongering and speaking about revenge, speaking about betrayal, speaking about manipulation. So I'm very happy that beautiful value are being put under the spotlight, and that you're following stories that are actually inspiring you at becoming a better person. So I like that. I like that aspect. So zero criticism from me. I really enjoyed everything. I enjoyed every plot line. I enjoyed very side quests. I enjoyed the races. I enjoyed the new culture that you're exploring. So it was really beautiful. My favorite, the one that really touched me the most, was the Blue Dragon Flight main story, where you are actually assisting Caligos, the image of Sindragosa, to put to rest the remains of Maligos and Sindragosa. Considering that I have been one of those adventurers that killed them and they speak about you in those quests, it was quite nice. I really liked that. It was a very, very interesting plotline because I took part of this when it happened and all the aspects of this story. So it was really great. I also really enjoy the Neltarion legacy. I did miss the part where you're doing dailies to pledge to Sabetan or to pledge to Rathian, but I didn't care because I didn't want it to pledge to any of them. I found them too cocky and not responsible enough, and Abyssian had my vote since the beginning. Since the beginning, I was very involved into that plot line because I was like, Abyssian, you're the best. Yes, I love you, Abyssian. I remember Abyssian in the High Mountain storyline in Legion. And so it was really nice to find him again. And so he really had my trust from the whole plot line. So I was so happy when Sabaton and Rathian decided themselves that they were relinquishing their claim to the aspect thingy and designing Abyssian at their place. So that was really great. It was also one of those plots where I was so excited to get inside the Reds to solve the story. So that was quite interesting. Then you have, of course, the Emerald Dream storyline, and that's so beautiful because there's a lot of different plots that find their conclusion in that storyline. You have the drama of Teldrassil. You have the story of Ysera, that I did assassinate, that I helped to resurrect in Ardenweald, and that we see then again into the world giving her aspect role to her daughter, and then the story of Tyrande and Malfurion, which is also a story that have always been very important to me, especially in the plotline of Legion. And so to find this beautiful, gorgeous conclusion was the final kiss. That was beautiful. So I absolutely loved this whole story. I was so happy to have been part of that during the past expansion and to see the conclusion of many of those plotline and storyline in this expansion. All in all, I think Dragonflight is probably one of my favorite expansion now. And I've been talking a lot for this video. Too long, didn't watch, you want to know the main point? Let's get to it. I love Dragonfly. It's one of my favorite expansion of all time. First, there's this feeling of homecoming that is not really related to Dragonfly, but to the fact that I truly came back to World of Warcraft and that expansion truly managed to captivate me and to make me be back home. Second, I loved the novelty of Dragonflight. I find there's a very nice balance between quests, content, Mythic Plus, raids, world event, explorations, playfulness in general. I really love the vibe of the expansion. It is optimistic, hopeful, positive, and there's some better access into good values such as friendship, family, love, forgiveness, togetherness, in contrast with what we had a lot of the time, which were more revenge, betrayal, and that kind of stuff. 5, the storyline of Dragonflight were excellent, and I was very happy to be able to find so many conclusions of all those experiences I had in previous expansion and to find them finality into Dragonflight. So all in all, I really love the expansion. Tell me in the comments below, what did you think about Dragonflight? And did you find those cinematics super cringe? Are you one of those people that were like, it's too sweet for me, too much good feeling, I hate it, where is the blood? Tell me, I will be curious to know what is your opinion regarding that. You guys take care of yourself and I will see you soon for another video. Bye everyone.